So Tanner, after not getting much playing time this year, you're thrown back into the starting role like you were last year. Is that going to be a difficult transition to get back and have this be your team now?
Well, luckily, with the bowl preparation, you have a few weeks to get, to get practice, practice stretch with the guys. So, it's not like I'm being thrown into the game like I was last season. It's a little bit different this year with a few weeks of, notice, some advanced preparation. So it's just kind of coming down to us preparing as a team now these next couple weeks to get ready, and then, just relying on that work that we put in and then letting it show on the field in the game.
Without playing much this year, can you, in a couple of weeks, get back into the groove and have that rust all thrown off?
I mean, that's the goal, right? I mean, it's never perfect, but it was good being able to get some reps against Southern Utah and UMass, just being able to get some game time. That always helps. But then also just now it'll definitely help having all the reps in practice, and so I'll just look to do the best I can, look to shake off all that rust, and not too worried about it. Just got to go out and play your game and just take it one play at a time. And I think luckily we have a lot of good weapons around me. We've got great running backs, good receivers, line's doing well. So as long as we all do our job, we'll be just fine.
Being the starter last year and then sitting and watching this year, you've been a class act and Mr. Professional and all that, but it had to be frustrating at times to sit back and watch after what you did last year.
Yeah, there are definitely times where it does get frustrating. Just as a competitor, you want to be able to go out there and play. You want to be able to compete and help your team win. And so obviously it's not always easy, but it taught me a lot just about remembering to put the team first and always remembering that it's not about me, and you gotta understand that sometimes in life you gotta adjust to different situations and adjust to different tough circumstances. So it's been a huge learning experience for me, and I've learned a lot, and so now it's just being able to finish the season strong and kind of just adjust as week by week. It's always, you never know what's gonna happen, so now I just gotta adjust on the fly and do the best I can.
You mentioned you learned a lot. There may be a silver lining in all of this. Did you learn anything by sitting back and watching everything take place instead of being thrown into the mix? Did you learn anything saying, you know what, this is going to make me better by sitting back and watching?
Well, definitely. There are always things to learn, and especially with this new offense and with Coach Detmer, at the helm, there's a lot to pick up and a lot to soak in, especially from him who knows so much. So it's been nice being able to, see it, kind of take a step back and watch the game from, a more mental standpoint, and being able to and then watching Taysom, seeing what he's doing, see what he's reading, and it kind of, I can take that, internalize that, and then use that to, to learn from that. So it's obviously easier to learn when you're in the game playing. That's the best way to get better, is just by playing. But I got to make the most of the situation I'm in, and not use that as an excuse to to not get better. So done the best I could, but obviously there's always so much to learn. There's always more to work on and improve on. But I'm feeling good and feeling excited for the game.
Seems like Ty Detmer's offense is perfectly suited for you. More of a drop back pro style offense. You've got to be excited to get a full game under your belt, a couple of weeks taking all the reps to see what you can do in his offense.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm excited about it. I've loved it all year long. It's just very. I don't know how to describe it, but it's fun to play in, just because of the freedoms that Coach Detmer gives us as quarterbacks, the responsibilities that are placed upon us. It's challenging, but it's also fun because we're able to check out of plays, make audibles, put our team in different positions to to have success on the play. So a lot goes into it, but once you get it down and kind of start mastering it, you can see how much fun you can have in the system.
When you're the backup quarterback, you're the most popular guy on the team. So now that you're starting again in this bowl game, in this offense that is suited for you, are you putting any more pressure on yourself? Because BYU fans are saying, okay, now we get to see what Tanner does in a full game in Ty's offense.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of just have to tune that out, and obviously, the fans are going to say some things, and players will say different things, coaches will say different things, but when it comes down to it, it's just about us, and I feel good, I feel confident, but I'm not going to do anything outside of just not play beyond myself.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do my best to go in there, run the offense, make the right reads, get the ball to the guys who get the ball to the playmakers, and as long as I'm doing my job, then things will work out. So I just got to play within myself, not worry about that outside pressure or what other people are saying, and just, focus on what I can control.
Now, last year in the bowl game, of course, it was a different situation playing your rival, but what did you learn from your first bowl game that you can take into this, say, okay, this is what I'm going to do differently, this is what I'm going to try to do a little better?
Well, one thing I learned is that you're never out of it. It's a tough start, going down 35-0. That was, not what we planned for. But, we didn't give up. We didn't quit. We kept fighting and almost brought it back. So it taught me a lot about, perseverance. And as long as you, believe in yourself, believe in your team, you're never out of it. So that's one thing I learned. And then also just taking it one play at a time. And Remington Peck is into the end zone. You don't let the situation, get the best of you. Just remember, it's just like any other game. There's obviously a lot of, outside noise that goes on around the bowl season, and because of all the build-up, it gets exciting. But when it comes down to it, it's just a game. So you got to be able to, focus in on each play and just run it like you've done it in practice. And as long as you are prepared, then you'll be fine.
Now, you're the quarterback for the next couple of years here in Provo. Are you looking at this as a restart from what you did last year and a growth, this bowl game, to start of something really special for you the next couple of years?
Well, obviously every game is important and every game helps. Every game gets you better. But I'm not too worried about, how this prepares me for next year. I'm worried about next year when that time comes. Right now I'm just excited to be here with these guys, with this team, with this coaching staff, and finish this season strong. But yeah, obviously, like I said, any game time helps. So, it'll be good for preparing all of us, not just me, but for all the other guys, be able to finish strong and send that, be able to finish on a high note into the off season and into next season.
Growing up in Boise, you know all about Wyoming. Boise State playing in BYU, long rivalry with the Cowboys. What have you noticed about Wyoming? Because they have a pretty stout defense as well.
Yeah, no, they've had a really great year. And I grew up watching all the BYU games, so I remember the Mountain West days, when Boise State playing them, but especially BYU. So I've grown up watching them, and then seeing them play this year, they've obviously got a good team. They've turned it around from last season, and watching film on them, they play hard. So it's a good challenge for us. We're excited. I think we play hard as well, so it'll be a good matchup.
All right. Well, you got to be pumped. You got to be pumped to get back on the field as a starter and getting the reps for the next couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be fun. I think we're all feeling the enthusiasm. We're all ready to go.
All right. We'll have fun.